Hello YouTube, how are you? I'm YouTube personality who's afraid of Eric Nording. Behind me you can see the Shulyavska district here in Kiev, Ukraine. Of course I'm a Canadian living and working here in Kiev, Ukraine. You know when someone hasn't made a video for a long time and they come on with a lot of excuses such as I've been busy with work, I got a wife and kids, then I went on vacation, then I was ill. Well, to be honest with you, the reason why I haven't made a video since fall was because I felt I didn't have anything to say. I didn't want to come on and spew a bunch of hot air. But I want to thank my subscribers for sticking around. It amazes me. I haven't made a video in about 4 or 5 months, but I have gained about 70 or 80 subscribers since then. So thank you for sticking around to my channel. Now you might remember I was living in the center of Kiev the last time we spoke. I recently moved to a more central district of Kiev. This is a more Soviet area. It's, of course, I have a much bigger and nicer flat than I had before, but this is a gritty area, very Soviet, but I actually quite like it. And I have a lot of friends who live in this area, and I'm quite happy here right now. I'm smoking in my Stanwell Army Mount pipe, which I like very much. I'm smoking some Solani H. Burley Flake, and I want to speak a little bit about, in this video, what I've been smoking recently and what I've been reading. Of course, people like to speak about their hobbies and personal life on the YouTube pipe channel, and some of these channels I really quite enjoy. So I felt I would speak a little bit about one of my hobbies, a lifetime hobby of mine, passion of mine more than a hobby, and that is literature. But before we get into that, I want to speak a little bit about Solani H. Burley Flake. I first got a tin of this last November in a tobacco order I received from the States here in Kiev. And at the time I was smoking mostly Latakia blends. Heavy Latakia blends, to be honest. So when I finally cracked the tin open of the Solani H. Burley Flake, I felt like I was smoking cardboard. There was no flavor to it whatsoever. And I was really quite disappointed by that. But then it happened in January that I came down with a cold. And on top of it, I had a bit of a nasal infection, so I couldn't smoke for about a week. And in that time, my taste buds reset themselves. And when I was finally able to smoke again, I decided I would take this tobacco up first. And it has been a wonderful romance since. I smoke it on a regular basis. I smoke it in the morning or in the evening, in the afternoon, anytime. It's really quite good. It's a high quality tobacco with a lot of natural flavors, and I really quite enjoy it. Now, I'm not really much for Burleys. I'm more of an Oriental English smoker, but this is the one Burley that I really highly recommend to anyone to try. Now, up the street from where you can see, there's a post office, and at that post office there is a box with tobacco waiting for me, and I'll get that later today, and I hope this weekend I'll do a box opening and speak a little bit more about what tobaccos I've been smoking and what I will be smoking here in the next little while. What I want to speak a little bit about right now is two authors that have caught my attention over the past, one in the past year and the other one over the past 6 or 7 years. The first one is American author Cormac McCarthy, who I think is the greatest living American author. Some people say it's Philip Roth, there's a couple others they prefer, but I really like Cormac McCarthy. Now, if you've never read anything by Cormac McCarthy, you may have inadvertently watched one of his, not his movie, but a movie based on one of his books. Most notably, No Country for Old Men, which is one of those rare occasions in which the movie is as good as the book. Both of them are terrific. I recommend both to anyone. That is No Country for Old Men. Another book that I like that has a movie with it is The Road. The book is really good. The movie is so-so. It's okay. It's not bad. But I would say you should read the book over the movie in that case. My favorite novel by him is Blood Meridian, which is a horrifically violent book, but a wonderful read. At least I think so. Harold Bloom, I believe he's the an English professor at Princeton, said it was the greatest piece of American literature since Moby Dick, and I can't think of a higher praise for a book than that. But the two that have caught my attention here in the last little while is, the first one is Suttree by Cormac McCarthy. You see I'm almost finished it. This is a very Fulgarian novel by him, and this is one that I just completely fallen in love with. It's not one of his more well-known books, but I put it in his top 3. It's really quite good. If you like William Faulkner, you will like Suttree. I don't want to really ruin it for you, but the writing is some of the best by Cormac McCarthy you can find in here. And another book that no one ever speaks about by him, it's not very long, as you can see it's quite thin, and there was a movie made about this. It's called Child of God. The movie it's okay, it's not that great, but the book, the writing is terrific, and very much, again, like William Faulkner. I think I ripped through this in about, I don't know, maybe 2 days, and I would recommend this to anyone as well. Again, it's one of those books that doesn't get a lot of press by Cormac McCarthy, but I think it's one of his best. It really is quite good. And another author who I have completely fallen in love with is one that, if you have any knowledge of literature or philosophy, you would have inevitably come across, and that is Mr. Albert Camus. Now, if you don't know who Albert Camus is, he is an Algerian-born French philosopher and writer. Often linked with the existentialists, although that has always baffled him. He said he had no idea why he was linked to them. And I don't think I can do Albert Camus justice in 2 or 3 minutes, but I will say a few things about him. Camus felt that the last great philosophical problem to decide was that of suicide, both literally and figuratively. Camus felt that there was absolutely no meaning to our life. He was quite certain of this. And he said that we are very much like Sisyphus, the gentleman who had to haul the rock up to the top of the mountain only to see it fall again and to go back down and start again once more. And he equated that to our day-to-day life, such as get out of bed, take a streetcar, go to work, take a streetcar, come home, repeat. But he emphasized the beauty of everyday life. He felt that due to the fact that there doesn't seem to be very much meaning in our life, that we need to live it to the fullest. For example, when a prisoner goes to jail, instead of mourning or bemoaning his fate, he should laugh in the face of it and make the best of it. Much like us in day-to-day life, that we should look at life's beauties, such as a sunny day or a beautiful woman, a good meal, traveling, any of these things, and make the most out of life and sort of laugh in the face of the absurdity of our existence. Now, I'm sure there are people out there who know far more about Albert Camus than I do, who are probably thinking, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He doesn't know anything about Albert Camus, and that very well might be. Then all I can say is I recommend you go out and pick up a few of his books, most notably The Outsider, which is a very famous book. I think there was a band, The Cure, actually made a song and had a video about that book in the 1980s. And The Myth of Sisyphus, which is probably his most famous philosophical work. I will actually put a link below this video to a terrific 9-minute video that will give you an outline of Camus' life and his philosophy. And who knows, maybe you'll like it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. It took me about 6 or 7 takes to get this video down. As you can see, my pipe has gone out because I've been trying so many times to make this video. Thank you very much for subscribing and sticking around to my channel. I've been watching a lot of videos, and I think you've probably noticed that I've been leaving comments here and there. and I've been trying to stay on top of those people who make videos that I very much enjoy. And I hope to make another video here very shortly about a box opening that I will be getting in the very near future. So once again, thank you very much, and I will speak to all of you very soon.